or something.
You have to get outside of that tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally. But he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the game as well.
Okay.
Here's Andy Lee now. As he'll punt it away for the fourth time today.
If you post the pictures that you're putting up, then we can kind of talk about what's on the screen. Okay.
And this will hit just beyond the goal.
Now when you flip them.
Zone for a touchdown.
Welcome to another broadcast of XCFL Game Day. And here with me today is Coach Doss. Welcome, Coach Doss.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We have an intriguing matchup tonight, and I'm not just saying that. We have the 5-0 Browns, Texans. Now, if the Texans last week wouldn't have went for 2, kicked a field goal and win in overtime, we may be talking about 2 undefeated teams right now. So, as the Texans come in,
it should definitely be 2 undefeated teams right now. I don't know what Coach Boone was doing. That was a very poor play call. But it's still set to be a good matchup.
What intrigues you about this matchup? Looking at both teams today.
Looking at both teams, the young quarterbacks for sure. I mean, that's going to be the keys to the game on how they perform. I look for Brent to, his strategy to win is going to have to be to stop Watson and contain him. Coach Boone likes to get his quarterbacks outside of the pocket, and so I think if he can contain Watson, the Browns can pull this win out.
And Watson actually surprisingly has 174 yards rushing right now with 18 attempts. So you bring up a good point of that. He's definitely got to put a spy on him, and I believe that he's going to put Kirksey or another linebacker and maybe quarterback spy him all game. Another person that we want to look for tonight to get on and get going fast is Samaje Perine. He has been a monster already. He's got 390 yards, but 8 touchdowns. This guy has been a fantasy stud. If the Browns offense is going to get going, it's going to be on the hands of Perine. So,
yeah, for sure.
And right now we have Watson versus Kaiser, 2 rookies. Both of them were highly touted. Now, obviously, Watson going in the first round and Kaiser in the second round. But if you look at the numbers here, Watson is 13 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, and 68% completion rate, and also a 132.5 quarterback rating. Kaiser doesn't have those numbers, but he has been a monster this year. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel Kaiser has been a bit of a game manager, which is not a bad thing at all. Being that the guy didn't even, fully start at Notre Dame. There was a guy named Zaire there. I forgot his name. I'm not sure. But either way, he wasn't like the full starter. Yeah, he wasn't the full starter. But he's coming in. He's kind of reminding me of Dak. This is his first year, and he's successful right now. So I'm happen.
Another part of this is that both teams have historically struggled at the cornerback position, and look at them. Both rookie quarterbacks are having a heck of a year thus far. So, yeah, absolutely. If you look at the numbers, both of them have been able to manage the game, not throw too many interceptions. Kaiser, while he has 5 and only 7 touchdowns, like you said, he has been such a great game manager, and he's been doing just enough to where he doesn't put the Browns in bad position. And with a 5-0 record, he's doing something right, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Brent's been in this league for a while now, and he's had a great passing attack, and I feel like Kaiser and Brent just mesh together well. He's going to get the most out of him, and just excited to see this matchup between these 2 quarterbacks. That's going to be the tail of the tape on this game.
Yeah, and if you look at it, the Browns had 3 first-round picks. They went with, as you already know, Myles Garrett, right in, pass rusher. Their second pick, they actually went with, I believe it was Jabril Peppers, if not the tight end from Miami.
Yeah,
but if you look at them, they had 3 first-round picks, and then they went with Kaiser in the second round. Everybody's been clamoring when are the Browns are going to finally come to life. After the factory of sadness in that town, and it looks like this is the year, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to jump to any conclusions, but I really feel like the Browns guy, it may take him a few years, but I feel like he's the best option they've had in quite a while.
All right, and looks like we are headed to the game, so let's go ahead and go to the game, and we're going to be, like I said, we're going to be looking at the matchups. But I think the most intriguing matchup is these two quarterbacks we had already talked about. What do you think? I mean, going into this game, what do you think both coaches are thinking, or what type of game plans do you think they're going to run here?
I really feel like it's going to be a shootout game. They both like to pass. I think it's going to come down to who makes the most mistakes. Obviously, that's how a normal football game goes. But in this matchup with these quarterbacks passing the ball all around, it's going to come down to who makes the last mistake.
Yeah, and I agree with you. It's going to be, they're going to have to manage the game really well. And it's going to, again, they're playing in the loud dome of Houston. So the Cleveland's going to have to be on their game to win this. So regardless, I think it's going to be a great game. That 4-1 record, that loss stings. And I know Coach Boone wants to, come back from that. So here we go. Marshall with the kickoff return, and he takes the knee, and they go in the first down here. What do you look at them doing coming out here, Coach Dawson? Do you think that they're going to, try to pound the ball? Like you said, you think they may air it, but if you think that they may, try to err on the side of caution here on the first drive, what do you think?
I honestly think, Brent and Boone have history. They know each other. I look for Boone to come out and run the ball first, trying to mix it up because Brent, knows that he likes to pass a lot. So I'm looking for the run first.
Yeah, and they have Lamar Miller, one of the, they paid big money to get him in to Houston. So I do see them trying to utilize that run, maybe, trying to not look like they're going to, pass all game. The Browns are ready. They have a good secondary as well, and their front seven is, really beastly. So it'll be interesting to see how this game transpires, especially here on the first drive. So.
Yeah, for sure. If Houston drives the ball down the field and scores a touchdown in this first drive, I think that could be a telling tale of this whole game early.
Watson in the shotgun here. Browns looking like they're going to blitz. Watson lets her clock run down to 9. Gets Miller the ball. Miller goes nowhere.
Yeah, horrible play call in my opinion. You don't run an outside zone on first down. You try to get a dive, a trap, something inside, gain some positive yards so that your second down is a little shorter.
Yeah, and it looks like the Browns are ready for that, and looks like that they had that one snuffed out. So here we go, 2nd and 11, and it looks like he's going to go under center here with 3 wideouts, a tight end, and a running back. Once you up the line.
Browns in the 4-4, 4 linebackers on the field. Tight end gets wide open for a nice little gain.
Gain of 4 yards because of the previous down. They lost a yard there, so now they go in with 3rd and 7. What type of route do you think they're going to run here? I mean, it looks like that Will Fuller and Hopkins have had a pretty good year thus far. What kind of routes do you see them running?
Oh, I'm definitely looking for a post. I know Boone loves those posts over the middle. I could see it coming right now.
Here, Watson's been really good about taking off, so watch that as well. Looks like Cleveland's showing the blitz.
No post route.
And he gets sacked. He almost
got away. Yes, he did.
Yeah, Agba on the right tackle, and he sacks him. And
that is not a good first drive right there. They stayed in negative yardage. I look for the Browns to build off that.
Yeah, and this is unlike any type of pass rush I think they've seen. They're young guys, but they have all proved themselves thus far, doing pretty well. They rank in the top 15 in pass defense, so it'll be interesting to see if they keep sending the blitz to make sure that Watson doesn't have any chance to run outside and gain any yards that way. So, and Cleveland with the ball here. What do you think about Cleveland? First drive, you're on your 37. So you got pretty decent field position. What do you do if you're Brent?
Me as a coach, I like to run the ball. So I would come out on first down and I'd run it. Especially against this front right here. You can get a counter, a sweep. Let's see what they got.
Eyes are in the pistol, play action.
Oh, wow. You have to make those plays right there. That had been a pick right there.
Yeah, and it looks like that Kaiser didn't really lead the receiver enough on that one. When you're a quarterback, you've got to throw it a little bit further out. I mean, even if they don't make the play, you don't want to throw a pick six, and that's what it was looking like if he made that play.
Oh, for sure. I feel like these two coaches right now are playing chess against themselves. They're not being their normal selves right here. I think they're both trying to outsmart each other.
Yeah. 3 tight end set. Kaiser back all the time in the world. Gets it to his tight end. Ooh, look, Kenny finally brings him down, but that's a 19-yard reception there. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, just a nice little check down, safe pass, and you get way more yards than they expected out of it. That's what I kind of expected out of the Browns this whole game. So let's see if Brent sticks with that.
Yeah, and Houston's kind of disrespecting the Browns' pass game here. You know, they come out in the 4-4, even though they had the 3 tight end set, and he was, I think they're daring Kaiser to beat him.
Yeah.
Kaiser, first down. Oh, man, no yards there. Actually,
that was a stacked front right there. Should have audibled out of that, in my opinion, but got next on second down.
With the front line of Houston, they've got such a beastie line. They do pick up 2 yards, put a 2nd and 8. I look for a short pass here, or maybe even another run and put it in short or 3rd and short. Looks like they're showing the blitz again. Under center. 2nd and 8. Looks like he's calling an audible. On Kaiser. Gives the ball. Nice little carry there.
Nice little run. Could have waited for his blocks to get set up a little more, but still pretty positive run.
Yeah, and it puts them in 3rd and manageable here, like we had talked about. 3rd and 3. It looks like that both teams have a pretty decent defense, so it's going to be, that field position all game. So looks like Cleveland's trying to play it safe and just, run the ball here.
Yeah, I feel like these are the down and distance that Kaiser needs as a quarterback. Nice little short routes, ends, flat routes, just completions. Completion after completion, build that confidence.
And it looks like they're going to rely on the rookie Pirine. So look for him to keep, them feeding him the ball. He's a workhorse, and he was great in Oklahoma. Got overshadowed by Mixon, but great nonetheless. Look at this.
And there Mixon, he goes. First quarterback run of the game.
For 4 yards. Houston comes out in the cover 2 in this. What do you think about the play call here? Would you have ran a cover 2, or would you have tried to maybe mix it up a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. I would have called cover 2 there. Short, down in distance. We know Kaiser likes to get those little short passes off. Yeah, I think it was a pretty good play call from Boone, and he did have him hemmed up there, but quarterback got free.
Play and puts him in field goal range. Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
Gets the ball back there. Joseph, nice breakup on that one.
He had a 2nd attempt at it. Looks like a focus issue to me.
And if he would have gotten that, he would have scored 6 on that one.
Oh, for sure.
And again, we have talked about it. Looks like Houston is not respecting this pass game at all. They are bringing the heat on Bryn, and they're daring Deshaun Kaiser to beat them.
Yeah, absolutely. If Brent's paying attention, I would look for him to run some halfback slip screens as aggressive as this defense has been so far.
Kaiser is getting a lot of time here, but he gets sacked. Keeps the ball too long. Clowney. And this is huge. Now you're putting them in 3rd and long at the 40. I mean, their kicker's a rookie. I mean, do you put him in this situation? If it was me, you'd have to think draw here, right? Maybe get him a little bit of yardage to put him in better field position.
Yeah, draw inside zone, but there's no halfback on the field. See what they're doing.
All the time in the world.
Going for it all.
Ooh.
Up short.
Not a very smart pass there. You almost got it intercepted again. They're going to go for a field goal, it looks like. They're going to come out in the field goal setup. It's going to be a 57-yard field goal.
Oh, this could get exciting right here.
Up. And it's no good. Wow.
And an injury.
That sack by Clowney. That was huge. Because if you look at it, it would have been a nice, 40-some yard field goal. But now you put them out of field goal range. They still go for it. Almost at midfield. You're putting Texans in a great situation here. Like Texans are coming out in an I formation.
Watson changing up the play.
Very smart there.
He
Oh, look.
audible to a run and burnt them.
Is gone. Browns were set up in that defensive formation.
Browns came out in a run blitz, and they just got torched. It's an audible. I wonder what he saw there. You know, he's young in his career. That's amazing. That's astonishing to me.
You know, the Browns, I mean, I would have probably came out, I mean, maybe in a 3-4 or even a nickel, but you come out there, you only have 3 linemen on the field, and obviously Kaiser was smart enough to audible that, get it to his beast running back, and he goes in for the score. Houston is on the board first.
That was just a real heads-up play there by Watson.
So it looks like Cleveland comes out. You're going to have the ball in 21. We'll come out in 3 receiver set, tight end. It looks like a toss play. Oh, nice job. Look at that. He follows his hold.
He's got nothing but green grass. Look for a juke here.
And Pirine. Wow. But he's hurt. Pirine is hurt. He is not getting up.
My goodness.
What it looks to be his wrist. How big of a loss would that be if he doesn't come back in?
Yeah, that's pretty huge. I'm not even sure who the second halfback is on the Browns.
We are going to see here in a minute, but wow, good play calling. Now they are on the 30. Got to think that they're going to maybe go back to the run here. Looks like Crowell. And look at the time. He's got all the time in the world. They try to strip it. But the rookie from Miami gets it for a first down. Now they're at the 12. We were just thinking, you know, what's Cleveland going to do? Our eyes, and they're already on the 12-yard line.
Yeah, and Kaiser's pretty poised right now.
Looks like he's got a lot of confidence. Oh, look at that. Gets it to his tight end again for 7.
Easy check down.
The game. And I just heard that Pirine is not going to be back in the game with a dislocated elbow. That is huge for the Cleveland offense.
Yeah, and now that I know it's Isaiah Crowell, you know, I feel like he's a pretty serviceable back.
He had a great year last year. He's got great attributes. I really feel like he can just pick up and just kind of take where Pirine left off. So it'll be interesting to see what Crowell can do. They're going to have to rely on him, but man, Deshaun Kaiser with the poise. And he's been getting a lot of time. Cleveland's offensive line has been really protecting him.
Yeah, absolutely. And Boone said before the game he wants to get Crowder involved against this Browns defense, and also he wants to contain Coleman, you know, the Browns' speed receiver, and he needs to win the battle up front on the D-line and keep Pirine out of the end zone. Well, I don't think Pirine will be back in the end zone today. He's injured. So far, so good for Coach Boone.
And if you're just joining us, Pirine, their Cleveland Browns starting running back, out for the game with a dislocated elbow. So our thoughts and prayers go out with him. Watson with the ball, gives it to Lamar Miller with a juke. But the Browns were ready for this one. They come out in the regular formation, 4-3. They were not fooled on that play.
Absolutely, and I'm beginning to see a trend here. They're kind of mirroring each other on play calling. You know, the Browns are running on first down, and the Texans are running on first down, and they were pretty successful up until that run right there.
Yeah, so they come back out in an I formation, fullback and a tight end and 2 wide receivers. Watson tosses the ball to Miller. Great blocking there. Miller's going to pick up about 15 yards on that one. Great play call.
Running to the left. You know, usually you run off the right tackle. He's usually your power mauler type lineman, but that was to the left off the – oh, sorry, wrong team.
But they, yeah, you're right. They normally, you want to run on your right side. But, yeah, this one, they were confident with their, left side, and Lamar Miller made the play. Everyone, it looked like, picked up their blocks on that one. So, great all-around job for the Texans offense. Here we go. They're coming out in a 2 tight end set. The fullback. Cleveland shows blitz. 1st and 10. Watson comes back. Gives it to his fullback. His fullback picks up about 3 yards on that one. So he puts him in second down
Yeah.
to 7. What do you think here?
I wonder how many carries he's had this season so far. Looked like his
Probably
first
not
one
many.
there. Looked a little lost.
Yeah, probably not many on that one, but, puts them in a manageable position. They're on their own 43, 2nd and 7. And we're almost done with the first quarter here in Houston. Great game, though, so far. What do you think?
Absolutely. I love this old school run first type of game, so I'm having a good time.
Snap comes back, and it almost goes over his head. Play action, and the Browns were not fooled. They sacked him. Looks like Perry got the sack on that. Josh Perry out of Ohio State University.
Yeah, that play that's a great play. Just take that sack. He had his slant over the middle. It was covered, and I'm glad he didn't try to force it in there and just took the sack.
Yeah, and that's why both of these teams are doing so well, and both of but combined only lose one game. It's because they're not forcing the ball and they're not making turnovers like a lot of other people are. So yeah, good. Hey, Watson in the shotgun.
All streaks.
The Browns are bringing the Browns
back.
the blitz again, and Agba.
Agba with 1.5 sacks so far, and we've just hit the beginning of the second quarter.
And it looks like, to me, that they're really focusing on Myles Garrett so much. They're opening up for the other side. If they want to win this game, they're going to have to protect Watson. Watson can't keep taking these hits.
After watching the first quarter, like I said before, these teams have been extremely aggressive on defense. So if you're sitting there on the sideline with that Microsoft Surface, you got to be looking at that. I would like to see some halfback slip screens.
Yes, and that would probably change the pace up a little bit. Corey Coleman gets the punt, gets them up to the 46-yard line. So they're going to start out in good field position here. And again, it's been a game of punts so far. Putting each other in different type of situations, and both defenses are doing good for the most part. Deshaun Kaiser comes out in the pistol formation. 2 receivers and 2 tight ends and a running back. Looks like Texans are.
I'm expecting corner route to Coates here.
It's a run. Crowell gets hit. Oh, and for a second I thought he was hurt. He only picks up one.
That would have been horrible right there if he was injured.
Yeah, and a lot of running backs are going down in this league, so it would be depth at running back is a huge thing for every team in this league. I know. So we go to 2nd and 9. 1-yard run. What do you do in the situation? Do you throw a play action? Do you do a corner route? What do you do if you're the head coach?
I'm sorry, I just keep on harping on it, but you got to run a screen. The Texans are being extremely aggressive. You need to run a screen and keep them honest.
I agree wholeheartedly. You got to catch them off guard. You got to make them honest. Look at this, almost interception. Ooh.
Yeah, these Texans cornerbacks are not earning their paycheck. That's the second drop pick we've seen today.
And this is huge. Jadeveon Clowney is going to be out for the game. Looks like he's got a shoulder tear. They're evaluating him in the locker room. We're not sure how serious it is, but he is not coming back to the game. So that's going to be huge for their pass rush. And look, took your note, and he's running the screenplay. Look, he's all the way down to the 20. And he's down to the 16-yard line. Called it.
Finally, and it's against the cover 2 again, right there. Perfect timing. Call that play.
Yeah, and he gets 29 yards on that. Looks like Crowell is picking up where P. Ryan left off.
Yeah, had that. And I believe that would have been 6.
Houston is looking like they're showing a blitz again. Kaiser comes out with 3 receivers and a tight end and shotgun. Passing formation here. But he gives it to the running back, Crowell. Crowell gets it down to the 12-yard line. Nice little 4-yard carry on that one.
Yeah, I'm looking for 3 safe plays here. Run inside. Just take the 3. This looks like it may end up being a defensive struggle type of game.
And after that last, almost interception from Kaiser, Brown's play calling might get a little bit more conservative after that. So you bring up a good point, especially in this, defensive battle. You want to take all the points you can get. So looks like Kaiser's coming up in an I formation. Houston showing blitz again. Gets it to Crowell. Crowell, huge hole. Gets it all the way down, and he's in for a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't know what Boone is doing right now. He keeps coming out in this double A gap nickel and his linebackers in the A gaps are just getting blown off the ball. And the Browns keep on continue to run up the middle and have great success. Brent's got to keep that in his mind going forward.
Yeah, and if you're the Browns, you definitely take advantage of that with him. You have an I formation, him having nickel out there. You've got one of the best offensive lines in the game. You've got to give it to the big guy. So that's exactly what he did. And a lot of these runs are coming off where the defensive formation is a nickel or dime. So they're taking advantages. I like the play calling on offense, not so much on a lot of the defense so far. You bring up a good point on that.
Yeah, I look for Boone to come out and be pretty aggressive in the pass game on this drive here. Coming close to the end of the second half, yeah, I believe he's going to want to tie it up.
Yeah, and some coaches get really aggressive in this situation. A couple of broadcasts ago, we watched the Ravens just self-destruct because they did that. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Boone does in this situation. In a 3 tight end set, looks like they're going to run, but they don't. Watson gets Hopkins wide open. Nice little pickup there. Gets him down to the 43-yard line. How do you like that play call? That was kind of out of the ordinary, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a simple slant. They were in zone there. There's no way you're going to get the inside release on that receiver to defend it. So simple, easy pass. Could have broke it for way more than that, but he got tackled.
Yep, and Texans, another nice pass play. Gets about 8 yards on that one. And it looked like Browns were in a nickel formation again, and they hit him over the middle.
Have extreme speed at the wide receiver position. A simple drag right there just gave them 7 yards.
You double teaming Hopkins or at least spotlighting him, or what are you doing in this situation here? He's beat you on 2 routes so far, back to back.
Yeah, I definitely spotlight him.
Oh, no.
My goodness, and we have a turnover right here.
Cleveland Browns. It looks like he's going all the way. Pick 6.
That is a huge mistake right there.
Jamar Taylor out of Boise State. He just signed a big deal with Cleveland because he played so well. That's one of the reasons why they got rid of Hayden. Look at that. He jumped the route. And we were just talking about they were looking for Hopkins, and he jumped the route and got it. As a rookie quarterback, what does that do to your confidence?
I believe, Watson's been playing pretty confident so far, and he has Coach Boone, who's had an extremely efficient passing attack throughout the years in the XCFL. So I don't think it really is going to affect him all that much.
All right. So if you are the Texans, you just throw a pick 6. What do? Do you go back to the run game, or are you going to air it out?
I mean, me personally, I would definitely go conservative and run it, but I know Boone, and he's going to go for it all.
Yeah, and your defense has been playing good thus far. You don't want to do anything crazy. The more points you give them off of their defense, the less that they the more they can be conservative. It looks like they come out in a 5 wide set in the shotgun. Watson almost gets sacked, but he gets to Hopkins again over the middle.
Yeah, right there. And just like I mentioned earlier, that was just a simple in route, and he got way more than he should have right there. The Browns need to buckle down and cover that middle up.
Watson again in the shotgun formation. They are going aggressive. Oh, nice route. Getting it over to Will Fuller, his other favorite target.
Yeah, and that's just a simple curl route right there. It's a good read. Ball was out of his hands before the receiver even made his break. No way the defender can get to it.
Most importantly, what Watson is doing, he's getting his confidence back. Coach Boone has given him, said, look, go back out there, throw the ball, get your confidence back. And that's what he's done. 2 nice throws for, converting for first down here. Gets it off to Miller. Miller with no gain. And he's running no huddle. Another shotgun play. Watson draws the defender off sides. Cleveland may be playing an aggressive line here, and it looks like they're going to have to get more conservative on that front.
Yeah, for sure. Cleveland was in a 4-3 out there while Texans came out in 3 wide receivers, so that was definitely a good time to use the hurry up. You had the
Yeah,
personnel matchup.
very smart by Watson to key on that and pull the team up. And I like the way that Boone is just giving them the reins and just telling them go at it, run your offense. Oh, he's under the Miller gets the carry. Nice hit there by Kirksley. He's got
that hit.
6 yards. Very
Yeah,
impressive.
that was a huge hit there, but you know, as a coach, that just really irks me. You got to wrap up.
Yeah, so they put him in the 3rd and short situation here. Are you throwing a slant or you running the ball or what are you doing? You going big here?
I'm looking for a post out of Boone right here. I know he loves him.
Oh, and he gets the C route over to Fuller for the first down to the 22-yard line from a pick 6.
Yeah, what is that? Like 5 or 6 runs or correction, 5 or 6 passes on this drive and maybe 2 or 3 runs.
Yeah, and completing all the passes on this drive. Watson is looking good at bouncing back from that. That's what they love about this kid, the poise of this quarterback. Willing to come back out after throwing a pick 6 and just throwing darts on your next drive. I love what I'm seeing out of this young guy.
Yeah, there's no lead big enough when you're playing against Boone.
Miller with the juke. Not a lot of yards on that carry. They do pick up about 4 yards. Are you going to still play conservative? You got a little bit over 2 minutes left. Or are you going to try to milk the clock down?
I would milk the clock for sure. I'd go conservative here, but I don't expect that out of Boone.
Well, you know him better than I do, but it looks like we are going to go to a 2-minute warning. 2nd and 6. They've been loving this, 3 wide receiver set all day. They love the run out of it, and they love the pass out of it. So, and it looks like that's what they're doing. Actually, 4 wide receiver set here.
4 wide against a dime.
They're at the 18.
Inches up to play.
Ooh, nice draw play, but they had it sniffed out. Kirksley stops that for no care or no gain. So it's 3rd and 6.
Yeah, they had originally, I believe, came out in a pass, and that's just a real heads-up play by Boone, getting Cleveland's extra cornerbacks on the field. When you get to the 3rd and the 4th string corner, there's bound to be matchup nightmares there.
And they 3rd and 6, they come out in an I formation. Looks like a near play here. Looks like he sees something in the defense. He calls an audible. Oh, and he draws the defender offside again.
Wow.
Danny Shelton this time. Wow.
Yeah, that'll drive coaches nuts.
First you have him in a 3rd and 6 situation. Now you've just given him an opportunity to get the first down with 3rd and 1. If I'm the Texans, I pound the ball here. You've been successful thus far. Why not keep going with it?
Yeah, for sure. And Danny Shelton is the nose tackle. He's a defensive tackle. He's right there in front of the ball. Just watch the ball.
Looks like they're being a little bit too aggressive here on defense. They're going to have to make some adjustments in the second half if they want to keep this lead.
Like the fullbacks in the backfield again.
Yep, and they're running an I formation, thinking they're going to try to draw them off sides.
Wow, he shot that gap.
And I'm not sure why the fullback is in the running back situation. Cleveland calls a timeout here because they want the ball back. Plenty of time to drive down the field, at least get a field goal. I don't like the play call. What do you think?
I like the play call. I just don't like the personnel. Either way, Brent just called a blitz, so I don't think the result would have been much different had there been a different personnel in there in the backfield.
Well, and bring up another thing. The speed of the fullback isn't the speed of a running back. So you have a better chance of getting the running back to gain a yard than your fullback. So, yeah, I don't like the play call either here. So, Browns get the ball. Decent little return there. Gets them out to the 28-yard line.
Brent, I'm going for 3 right here. I'm going to play it safe. You've got an 11-point lead right now.
They've been pretty successful thus far doing what they want with their offense. Deshaun Kaiser playing a pretty good game thus far. Had a couple bad throws, but fortunate enough for him, they weren't intercepted. So we'll see what they come out with here.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what kind of defense they come out in. Nope, looks like a 3-4 finally.
They do have 3 receivers on the field. Kaiser all the time in the world. Gets it. Oh, Corey Coleman.
Wow, another injury.
And that was a great catch, but you cannot fault Jonathan Joseph for that. He played that to a T. But Coleman did a great job of holding on to the ball, not letting it go, getting the first down. You know where you are on the field. Just get the ball and fall down. And that's what they did. Now it's 1st and 10. They're on their own 47. They're closing in on that field goal range. What do you think here?
Yeah, and Houston just blitzed them out of a 3-4, and the personnel wasn't there for the matchup. So I believe that's why they got that huge gain right there.
And it's still unfortunate that they are not showing Kaiser any respect. Coming out in 3-4 blitz here. It looks like Kaiser has 5 wide, throws a screen pass. I think it's Sammy Coates. Gets it down to the 45. So that was a nice 9-yard gain. 2nd and 2, they're running a no-huddle offense here.
Now they got to remember they've got to watch Kaiser as well. They can't just keep with all these receivers. These linemen have to contain Kaiser.
Kaiser, another incomplete pass, almost intercepted. He is getting all the time in the world. Their pass rush has just been non-existent, which is letting the young kid look all over the field. What do you do in this situation? Or do you bring more people in, or are you respecting you now? What do you do?
I honestly don't know. I think it may be a mixture of, they're trying to slow down their pass rush so they don't let Kaiser get loose, and at the same time, they just seem a little lazy to me.
I'm out in a shotgun, 2 tight end set. Texans close in their line, pinch it in. Fumble. Crowell fumbles the ball, but the Browns are fortunate enough to get it back. Nice hit by McKinney on that one. What are they going to do on 4th and 2 on the 45? You punt and just call it a half, or do you go for it?
I don't think you go for it here. You may come out and try to draw them off sides. You've got them once already.
He's calling timeout. And that has made the Browns decide to punt. Very smart on their part. They're up 21-10. Don't give the Texans any other chance to get close up on that score. So,
yeah, this ball's got to be kicked out of bounds. Jalen Marshall was a beast at Ohio State. Oh, and they kick it to him.
No, he drops back, drops out of the way. They get it down at the 9. If I'm the Texans, I'm down in the ball. What about you? Are you going to go for it, or?
I would personally down it, but like I said, Boone is always going for 6, no matter what.
And his last game, he lived by the sword and he died by the sword. Looks like he's going to do the same here. Hopefully it's different results for him, but looks like they're coming out in tight ends, or 3 wide receiver set with a tight end to the right. 1st and 10. On their own 9, 42 seconds left.
Yeah, and Hopkins has a linebacker lined up on him. I'm looking for him right here.
And they sack him. It's a safety.
And it's safety. Oh, you cannot take that right there.
If you're the Texans, that is a huge blow to Houston.
Yeah, and that's just his coaching style. He's aggressive on offense, and sometimes it comes back to bite him.
And it looked like Coach Brent knew that. He ran a good play there. And now instead of going down the score, or just downing it, lick your wounds. Now they're giving them 2 points and even better field position here. If you're Cleveland, you're trying to get in field position, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm getting a field goal range for sure. Try to demoralize Houston here.
Looks like Houston's coming, showing the blitz again. Gets it to Crowell. Crowell, no gain on that one. Kind of surprising play call on that one. Maybe he's kind of a little antsy, doesn't want to do anything stupid, and maybe content on going into halftime with a 13-point lead.
Came out in that double A gap nickel again.
They are coming out in shotgun formation. And Kaiser, with all the time in the world, steps up in the pocket, gets it to his favorite target thus far this game. Look at David go.
That's just ridiculous. You got to get up there and you got to spike this ball.
9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6, 5, 4, 3, and they get the spike. Wow.
This is
21-10. It could potentially be 26-10. You've almost given them 5 points off of that safety. That is huge, and it's played a big part in this game.
Yeah, and what did I say earlier? One for big hits there, and he just got loose for an extra 15 because they were whiffing on tackles.
And the field goal was good, so they are going to go into halftime, 26-10. We are going to have our halftime report. So tell me, what do you think of the game so far?
I really didn't expect this huge blowout right now, but I really don't think that Boone's out of it.
And you brought up a good point. You were very, he's been very consistent of being aggressive, and you had kind of called this. You kind of saw this was happening. Coach Boone was being aggressive at every approach, and it's actually kind of bit him in the butt. He should be at least, it should be 21-13 something, but instead it's a bigger deficit. It's harder to come out of this, especially against a 5-0 team. What do you do if you're Coach Boone? How do you talk to your guys at halftime?
I come on there and I come in there pissed. This isn't coaching for the most part. This is player execution. These guys are out there, just trying to hit stick people and not getting off blocks. It's crazy to see right now. I've never seen this out of a Boone team before.
Well, and it doesn't help that you're one of your best pass rushers is out for the game. Clowney had a sack, and I believe he almost had a second one. So that definitely hurts them. If you're their defensive coordinator, you're going to stay aggressive against this Cleveland offense, or you're going to kind of show them the respect that obviously they deserve at this point.
Well, first of all, I'm not coming out in double A gap nickel blitz or any type of double A gap nickel again, because that's where they've gained most of their yards. And secondly, there's a guy that wears number 99 in Houston. I don't know if you've heard of him, but where is he at?
He has not made much of a name for himself today, and that's kind of shocking because usually Watt plays 100% every game. You bring up a good point. He has not done much so far.
No, and
go ahead.
Agba has 1.5 sacks already, and I look to him to have a huge day. Because I believe Boone's going to come out passing very heavily.
And if you're Houston, you've got to make the next stop against Cleveland. If you don't make that first stop and they put up another 7, it could be game over for Houston. I mean, you don't want to rely on Watson in a shootout, especially a rookie just trying to get his feet wet in this offense. It's going to be telling. They're going to have to be aggressive, but they're not going to have to be overly aggressive because Cleveland is showing they deserve respect. They, especially the receivers. Everyone thought they were going to go to Corey Coleman this game, but if you look, Nagochu, he has got 66 yards and a touchdown. He's been huge for them. Such a great pickup. The Browns look phenomenal today. If Houston doesn't make a couple of those turnovers and the safety, this could be a whole different game. But, we're watching right now a 26-10 score.
Yeah, I mean, even without the pick six, this looks like it could be Brent's game. But I'm not gonna count out Boone for sure. I look for Cleveland to come out on defense against Houston and nothing short of a nickel at least. I believe it's going to be a pass frenzy here in Houston out of Deshaun Watson. And like I said before, you have to contain him. He can still run the ball. And I think it's going to get a little crazy on the Houston side of the ball.
Yep, and we are going back to the field. So we are going back, and And they got to make a stop here. This is probably the most important drive of the game for the Houston Texans.
Yeah, if they get a touchdown on this drive, that would be backbreaking, but I don't believe Boone really thinks that way.
They come out in an I formation here. Kaiser gives the ball to Crowell. Crowell gets hit. McKinney has had a great game. That guy's been in the backfield every chance he's gotten there.
Yeah, this guy's shooting gaps, and he's a pretty tall guy, and he's size middle linebacker. So to see a tree guy type come through that gap like that and just hit your running back, that's not what you want to see.
And they look like they come out in the same formation, 2nd and 9. Kaiser back. Joe Thomas has been handling Watt all game. Look at that. He doesn't get the sack, but Watkins does. Big play there, 3rd and 10. He had nobody open.
Kaiser pulled it down early. I don't know if you saw, but he had a guy crossing over the middle he could have hit.
And I think that's why we haven't heard much from Watt today. He's going up against Joe Thomas, the best left tackle in the league. And again, on that one, he just pushed him right out of the way. And I think what Kaiser thought is he could go up, get the first down. But yeah, Watkins came out of nowhere and sacked him. So 3rd and 10. All the time in the world. Nice out route.
Josh Gordon with the catch.
And this is a name we haven't heard much from today.
Yeah, he read my mind.
He gets his first reception, but a big one here. Gets them in better field position. They're on their own 45. Come out in a shotgun again. It looks like they're going aggressive. They want to put this game away now. Shotgun draw. And Crowell gets about 15 yards on that one. They're at their own. Now they're at 41. Most importantly, and they're in field goal range.
Yeah, the line just came in extremely fast right there. I mean, Crowell didn't even have to be running full speed to get through there.
Yeah, and that was a huge hole for Crowell to run through. Like you said, I don't think it matters what running back is going. They're going to create holes for any running back that's in the backfield. So, toss play to Crowell. Crowell gets the blocks again. He's off to the races. That looked like a clipping, but it didn't get called, and he runs in for a touchdown. Wow.
Yeah, you know what's special about that play right there? They ran a toss to the short side of the field. Most people don't do that, and most people don't expect that. So that's why I believe that play was so successful right there.
The Browns are coming in today, and they are playing football. I mean, complete football. Complete as I've seen it from any team that I've done broadcasting for. They're playing great on offense. They're playing great on defense, special teams. This is going to be an uphill battle for the Texans to climb their way back into this. Do they have a chance at this point?
I believe they still have a chance. I believe there's a chance, but one more score, and I believe it's over for Houston. I don't know what's going on. They must be having a hangover from the KC game, but they did that to themselves. They didn't execute that 2-point conversion, and now they're coming out passing.
And this could be second straight if they don't get their act together here. And he overthrows Fuller, and Fuller was open on that play as well.
Missed opportunity there.
Now you got to think, last drive you got sacked twice. Does he still feel the cobwebs from those tackles? I mean, his confidence level has to be low right now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no small guys on this Cleveland D-line, so he's been knocked around quite a few times. Needs to be showing.
Comes out in shotgun, gets it to Fuller for a nice first down. They are running no huddle in this situation. What do you think about them running no huddle?
Yeah, absolutely. I expected that pretty soon.
They are down 23 points. Mar Miller, the middle. Doesn't get much. He gets about 3 yards in that carry.
Yeah, Miller's getting nothing up the middle. His successful runs have been to the outside. You know, those guards in that center have to help you out there.
And it seems that the Browns have almost taken away this running game, and if they have any shot here, they're going to have to start passing the ball more, which is huge because of, you know how Coach Boone does like to run the ball and be pretty complete. Throws it out to Miller. Miller gets out of bounds. down, though, and that's going to put him in the 3rd down short situation, 3rd and 2. What do you do in this situation?
3rd and 2. I'm looking for a slant for sure. The Hopkins. Listen to this stadium. The air has just been sucked out of this stadium. This crowd is not involved at all.
And it's definitely playing in the Browns' favor at this point. They come out 5 wide. Browns come out in a 4-3 defense in this one. Take advantage of the mismatch.
There it is. Slant to Hopkins.
And it looks like a linebacker was on Hopkins. And why not run the no huddle in this situation where you're running against a 4-3? If I'm Cleveland, I'm calling a timeout and I'm getting out of this. Watson runs the ball for the first time today. Almost.
Breaks 2 tackles. Oh, my goodness. You've got to be kidding me. Watson is... No, it's not Watson. Okay.
It's Kirksley.
The end of this game for Houston had that been Watson, in my opinion.
Looks like Kirksley comes up holding his hip, so we'll see what's going on with him. 1st and 10. Comes out in the 5 wide again. Watson, all the time in the world, gets it over Fedorowicz for the first down. Now they're on the 8. They're driving. What do you do in this situation?
It's there. I don't like the play call. You know, I believe you keep everything in front of you and you make them earn their way down the field, especially when you're up by this many points. Can't stand the play call there. They're on the 8. I'm looking for a post route.
And they definitely want to score on this drive. Come out in the I formation. Bowler comes in motion. Pass play. Watson in the back. And looks like he's going to run again. He doesn't run. He throws a touchdown to Hopkins.
And he can hurt you outside of the pocket, too. I've said they have to contain this kid.
What they did was Watson runs out. Looks like he's going to run up for some yards. Baits the linebacker to come down and then throws a touchdown in the back of the end zone. Great play call there and great play by the young quarterback. They're going for 2 in this situation. Come out in shotgun. Cleveland plays in a 4-3 defense here. Looks like it's zone. Gets it to Hopkins. Hopkins cannot hold on to the ball.
Separated from the ball there.
So they only score 6. So they're going to kick the ball back 33-16 in the 3rd quarter with 3:21 to go. Like you're kicking it to Duke Johnson. Duke Johnson's going to return it. Comes out of the zone end zone. And gets it down to about the 24-yard line.
Texans got to come out in a heavy set here. They have to. Brent's going to run the ball. You come out in a heavy set on 1st and 2nd down.
After watching the Falcons in the Super Bowl, I think that you're right. They're going to probably try to pound the ball a little bit. But, on the other side, Houston knows they're going to do that. So they may come with their ears pinned back. But look, they're coming out in the Wildcat formation. They get the ball. Number 30. Looked like he could have got more on that, but who else? McKinney gets the tackle.
Oh, and a late hit there. It's showing a little aggression and
there's a lot of frustration on that.
Frustration, that's the word.
There is. They get about 4 yards on that carry. 2nd and 6. Come out in a shotgun again.
Coming out in gun. The game of chess here.
Pass. Oh, bad pass. You've got Josh Gordon lined up on a linebacker. You've got to make that. You got to make that play.
Yeah, and that should have been a penalty there. That was face guarding. Defender never looked back for the ball.
It looks like Houston's showing the blitz.
And that same nickel AA gap.
Ooh.
Oh, and it's successful, finally.
Scarlett comes off the edge free. Nobody looks for him. The right tackle was blocking the defensive tackle. Scarlett comes in for the sack, and it's 4th and 17. Houston's got to feel a sigh of relief at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. There's still 2 minutes and a whole nother quarter left. Like I said, don't count Boone out.
Jalen Marshall, the great punt returner out of Ohio State, gets a block, goes across the 50. And they're going to have the ball on the 48-yard line.
All right, being that the score is what it is, I believe Boone's gonna, implement a little bit more run on this drive, but it should be a little pass happy.
Yeah, he definitely wants to get in a touchdown before we go into the fourth quarter. Cut the deficit a bit, but you still got enough time. Don't get too aggressive on this. So he does come out in the shotgun formation, running back beside him. Looks like they are bringing the heat again, and he makes them pay for that. Gets it to Fuller.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Brent's doing here. He just called a double blitz. Both of his linebackers vacated the middle of the field there.
Fuller, 4 receptions, 62 yards. And doesn't look like they're going to blitz, and they don't. Gets a lot of time, gets it to Hopkins for a comeback route. Ooh, and Jamar Taylor, we were just talking about him. He made the pick 6. He is hurt. That would be huge if they lost him.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially being that this is going to turn into a pass defense type of game.
You got Hopkins and Fuller just shredding your defense as it is. That's not good. So they do come out in the I formation. Browns come out in the 4-3, and Kirksley hits the ball out of him. Picks the ball back up.
He picks up fumble. There was 3 Browns around that ball. Situational awareness there, guys. What's going on?
Yeah, and he gets hit by Kirksley, pops the ball out. Watson wisely comes up and gets the ball. That's what you want to see out of your quarterback. That's what wins the huddles.
Yeah, absolutely. You remember a few years back when Cam, he fumbled and he didn't want any part of that. Watson's in there. He wants to win. This kid has some drive and determination.
Absolutely. They come out in a shotgun formation. Look like they got 3 receivers and a tight end. Gives the ball to Miller. Danny Shelton, great play there. Hits him in the backfield. I'm being told that the Taylor injury isn't serious, and he should be back in at some point in this game.
Really good to hear. Cleveland really needs him.
They certainly do. So it's 3rd and 12. They come out in the shotgun formation, 4 wide. Miller in the backfield with Watson. Looks like Cleveland has 3 defensive linemen on this. All the time in the world. Watson runs up the middle. Slapped. He does slide to make it 4th and 5. What do you think that he's going to do coming out of the fourth quarter here? Do you think they're going to go for the field goal, or do you think he's going to go for it with his aggressive style?
I think he's smart enough to take the field goal.
And it's good. They cut the deficit. And now instead of it being 33-10, it's 33-19. Houston kicks the ball to the Browns. Are you still going to play conservative? You're going to play it somewhat aggressive?
I'm going to play still conservative. I'm going to pick my 5 best runs. And like I said before, I would definitely sprinkle in some screens to the halfback.
Yeah, and if you're Houston, you're going to be looking for that run, and they do. They're coming out in a 4-4. Cleveland comes out in an I formation with 2 receivers. Wow, that was a horrible play action. Nails his target. Coleman says, "Get off of me." Gets it for the first
my
down.
goodness.
They cannot bring him down.
Wow. Determination right there.
Great play by Corey Coleman. We had talked about him earlier. He makes the play and the yards after the catch. Great play by Corey Coleman, and great vision by Deshaun Kaiser after it looked like it was going to be a broken play here. Looks like J.J. Watt went for the strip, but he had it in the other arm. They don't gain anything on this one.
Yeah, and that last play action there, that's why. That's just a testament as to why Brent is 4-0 or 5-0 right now. He's playing chess, and he has Boone 1 play call behind him right now.
Like they were ready for that play action. So
Yeah,
2nd and 10. Going into Texans territory here on the 42. And
like to see it run. Yep, and they're passing.
He passes it out to Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon actually does a spin move and almost gets the first down. It's a couple yards short.
Josh, don't be inviting contact this late in the game. You can fumble.
You have a good point there. You want to just go down Don't do anything heroic. You've got a lead. You want to protect that lead. They're almost in field position here to go for a field goal. 3rd and 2, what do? Do you run the ball? You try to pick up the first down? You play it safe.
You have to have points every drive in this fourth quarter if you're the Cleveland. So I'd run it and take the field goal.
Houston pinches the line. They're looking for a run up the middle. They get it to Crowell. He does not pick up the first down.
Takes another huge hit.
Nice stop by the Houston Texans. Their defense is coming out blazing this second half. So it looks like the Browns are going to go for the field goal, but the Texans thought they were going to go for a punt. Browns kick. Oh, it hits the crossbar. And it is no good. It is away from making it 36-19. So instead of a field goal, you're putting the Texans in good field position again on their own 42, but yet they are not out of this game by far.
No, not at all. And as a viewer, this is pretty exciting. But if I were Coach Brent right now, I'd be pretty frustrated and worried.
Shotgun formation, 4 wide. Watson, back all the time in the world. Gets it over to Crowder for about a 5-yard gain here.
Yeah, and he looked like he wanted to get loose and get out of the pocket on that one, but he made the gain 3.
Definitely made a smart decision on that one. Neither team in the second half have put a lot of pressure on the other team. It looks like they're starting to respect the other team here. Texans go 5 wide.
A little late in the game for that, in my opinion.
Yes, you are right on that. Gets it over to middle to Fedorowicz, and he goes down, doesn't do anything stupid. They're going to run the no huddle. 1st and 10. The Browns 39. Browns. Oh, and he intercepts it.
That's a clutch pick right there.
Body Calhoun. Wow, that was huge. Watson was starting to see the pressure come in, and he just throws it thinking that his receiver is going to make the play on that, and the Browns say no way.
Yeah, it's a good thing there was pressure because his left wide receiver on the outside was streaking up the sideline uncovered.
If you're Browns, you're happy about that stop. Look at that McKinney in the backfield again. He has been playing a monster game for them thus far.
Yes, he has.
11, but most importantly, the time is coming off. Time is running out for the Texans. They have to make a stop here. Kaiser in the pocket, throws it, and he gets the ball.
A turnover. He stripped him.
Got to be the player of the game for me. Look at this. He strips the ball, gets the ball back for Houston. Wow. This is such a huge turn of events for the Browns.
Yeah, here Cleveland is thinking, all right, we just got to pick, let's relax a little. And then they come out, pass the ball, and a player makes a heads-up play by just stripping the receiver and recovering himself.
And he has been doing it all this game. This guy deserves a raise.
Yeah, Houston is an extremely scary team.
Maybe J.J. Watt can start a relief fund for him because that was – oh, wow. Danny Shelton gets drawn off again for offside.
That's his second one of the game at crucial times.
1st and 5 on the 14. Shotgun. Calls an audible here. Tries to draw him off sides again, but Cleveland is not going to let that happen.
I feel like Miller's going to get loose here.
Oh, Hopkins wide open on that one for the touchdown. Wow.
Simple clear out. The running back ran an arrow route out of the backfield, which drew the linebacker over. And Hopkins came clear for a nice slant right over the middle for a touchdown.
They were down by 7. At one point, they were down 23 points, and now they are down by 7. With 3:56 left for the Houston Texans. If you're the Cleveland Browns, you're definitely sweating, right?
Absolutely.
A couple of turn of unfortunate events for the Browns have got the Texans right back into this game. So they take the knee on. They're going to take the ball to 25. Like he's going to come out and 5 wide again.
What
he
is
on
going
tilt.
on?
Kaiser all the time in the world, looking for his receiver, and he gets caught up. That could have been defensive holding there. They did not call it.
Yeah, that's a bad no call there. He was all over him, and Kaiser still threw it. But how about the play call coming out in 5 wide?
They trust their quarterback immensely to do that. Oh, and he overthrows his receiver on that one. The receiver, if he made that play, he probably got a first down on that.
Is Kaiser feeling the pressure here of, a comeback, or I don't know what's going on?
Well, there's definitely a lot of pressure on Kaiser's hand right now. You had a 33-10 lead, and now you're only up by 8. This play is going to be critical. If they can get them off the field, the Texans have a great shot at tying up the ball game. Cleveland, Kaiser.
Quentin Copel's chasing him, and he's too slow.
Oh, wow. They did not call that. That looked like...
That was a definite late hit, yes.
Wow. Sean Kaiser makes the play. That was very good awareness by the young quarterback. You knew you needed 10 yards, and he was going to do whatever he could to make that happen. Now it's 1st and 10. Crowell's got some blocking. McKinney can't catch him. Safety Hall finally gets him down.
Yeah, you pick up all those yards, and then you go out of bounds. What are you thinking? You got to go down in bounds and keep this clock running.
Yeah, you got to go down and keep the clock running. 1st down and 10. Looks like they got 3 wide receivers here in the tight end. They're bringing up the blitz. Throws it incomplete. Cannot get it to his tight end. But it looks like they were bringing everybody on that one.
For sure. Kaiser he looks rattled right now.
He definitely does. After that 1st down play, if it's me, I'm going to run the ball, and I'm going to get out of here with another field goal, try to put myself up 10 on 2nd down and 10. But you gotta run the clock down. You got to get some time off this clock.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks like they're coming out in a 3 tight end set. Try to drum off sides, and they're passing. He overthrows his tight end again. Thinking on that play.
I have no idea. They must see something because they keep going for these out routes.
If he would have been able to make that pass, the receiver definitely wouldn't have been able to make that play. But as here we go into 3rd and 10, it looks like they're going to come out in a 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver set.
If they don't get this, there's 3.5 minutes left still.
Oh, they do run it up the middle. Crowell almost gets the 1st down. Most importantly, gets it down to 26, puts them in a field goal range, and now the time is against the Texans. Do you take a timeout here?
No, I wouldn't take a timeout.
Like Marshall's in the back in case he doesn't kick it long enough. As we run down the clock, 2:52, 2:51, 2:50. They are running the clock all the way down.
Yeah, you have to. This Texans offense has been hot.
It is good. They are up 10, 36-26 with 2:41 left. Not saying it's impossible, but it's starting to look like Houston Texans are going to lose this game.
Yeah, things are looking pretty bleak right now for Boone, but you don't count them out until it's quadruple 0 on this clock.
If there's anybody that can make a comeback, it's definitely Coach Boone with his aggressiveness. He doesn't play well when he needs to be conservative, but he's always got his foot on the gas. Apparently, shown in this game. But yeah, it's 1st down and 10. He's going to have to start gaining yards and get some of these out routes so he can stop the clock. But most importantly, he does have all 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, Cleveland's got to play over the top coverage. You keep everything in front of you, make them work their way down the field, and chew up their own clock.
Oh, wow. Fedorowicz gets the 1st down. Ooh, and there's an injury timeout.
How big is that?
That stops the clock for the Texans.
Yeah, that's just No.
That's perfect. So you got 2:33. Do you get in field goal range and decide to kick the field goal, or do you go for the touchdown?
No, you go for the touchdown.
Watson doesn't throw it to Hopkins, but he throws it to his short route. Like the injured player a couple plays ago was Myles Garrett. 2nd and 3, but he does stop the clock.
Yeah, whether Garrett was injured or not, you have to get off the field. Back there.
2nd and 3, Miller out of the slot. Gets it over to Miller. He's one-on-one with the cornerback, and the cornerback makes a great play on there. That's Bodie Calhoun.
Yeah, he made the tackle, made him land in bounds. Clock's still running.
Yeah, great play by the young safety there. So they're going to run it back here. By Hopkins. Watson's going to take off, gets the first down, and runs out of bounds. And, ooh, it looks like a late hit, but they did not call it on that one.
That is about the 3rd or 4th late hit we've seen in this game, not called.
That's got to be frustrating for this Houston coach, especially wanting to protect your young quarterback like that. I think they're going to have something to say after this game is over. But they'll get another play before we turn it in for a 2-minute warning here.
Yeah, if you're Cleveland, you continue to play over the top until they get to the red zone, then you start squeezing on them.
Watson makes an audible here. All the time in the world. Gets it to his corner. Will Fuller for the first down. Now they're on the 32. 1:56 left. Clock is stopped because of a 2-minute warning.
That was just a beautiful touch pass by Watson there, directly over the cornerback's head.
Yep, and he threw it where he needed to get the receiver to make the play. Oh, but he overthrows this one to Hopkins. Hopkins could have had 6 on that one.
There was the post.
You talked about that earlier, how he loves to get Hopkins in the post throughout there.
Yeah, what I'm baffled about is how do you go from that beautiful touch pass to that horrible pass right there? That shows you he's just a rookie.
A rookie in this situation, but he's looked great on this 2-minute drive. Out in 5. Watson steps up, and he's going to run. He's got to watch taking these hits, and he fumbles the ball.
Yep. Yeah.
And that could be it right there. Ogba with the tackle and the strip, and he gets – what a game he's had.
Yeah, Ogba's shown up huge there. I mean, he's on the line. He's a defensive end, and he's running down Watson down the field to make a play like that.
Watson, you've got to take the slide. You cannot give the Browns the ball back, and they're probably going to burn their timeouts. But, yeah, this looks really bad for them right now. Run the ball up the middle. Crowell. He's actually 107 yards and 2 touchdowns, so he stepped in nicely. The injured running back.
A timeout here. Interesting play call.
You may think the game is over. Browns take it down to the 1-second mark, and they fumble the ball.
Hitting me right now.
But picks the ball up.
Shot that gap and just blew up Crowell.
Wow. If I'm Cleveland, man, I may have just kind of downed the ball with all these turnovers. This has been huge.
This is insane. I am words right now.
But Houston keeps it alive, and now they're on their Cleveland 23.
Yeah, here I am questioning Boone for not taking a timeout, and all along, I guess he knew
These
guys were going to get big hit.
Oh, man. And he gets
there's a post route.
At the 1-yard line. They are going to do the hurry-up offense, but it looked like Ogba almost got another sack on there, but he got it away right at the last second. Browns are going to call timeout in this situation.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking for a slant here to Hopkins, or Watson's going to run this ball in.
Huge play there. Jalen Marshall making the catch, getting him down to the 1-yard line. So it's 1st and goal with the 1. Come out in the goal line formation. Looks like the Browns are going to.
Oh, Hopkins is isolated out there.
And they make the stop. Wow, Hopkins does not make the carry or the catch there.
Yeah, that was a second drop right there.
If you're Houston, you've definitely got to score on this play. You only got 39 seconds left.
Yeah, you're on the 1. You got to pass. I know it's weird to say, but get tackled in bounds.
Yeah, you definitely don't get stopped here. And Miller, and they do. They get stopped. They're going to have to call timeout, I think. Nope, they're going to run the no huddle.
A lot of time ticking off this clock.
Oh, and he throws it to his fullback. Play action, and he get the touchdown.
We have ourselves a game right here.
They are only down 3 at this point. If as long as they complete the extra point here, they're only going to be down 3. They got 25 seconds left. Is he going to kick the onside kick? I mean, you would think he would, right?
And they have all 3 of their timeouts.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to kick the onside because there is only 25 seconds left. Even when you stop them, they're going to still be able to take some time off of that. Make the onside kick here. Browns are ready for it.
Haven't seen one successful yet.
And they get it!
Oh, are you kidding me? You got it!
Wow. This has been...
What did I say about Boone not being down?
You can
My
never
goodness.
knock this guy out.
We have ourselves an exciting game. Now the crowd's back into it. You hear them?
This is insane. Just when you thought that they were dead, they are resurrected. Watson coming out in the shotgun formation. All the time in the world. Looks like he's going to run. Yes, he is. 17, 16. A lot of time went off, but now
he had Hopkins. He had Hopkins from over the middle, standing in a soft spot in that zone right there.
And if I am the Browns, I am putting a quarterback spy on him.
Absolutely.
Like they're sitting, they only have 3 linemen again.
Again, you got to come out and over the top coverage.
All the time in the world. And he throws an interception.
Seals it. That's going to seal the deal.
And the Browns are going to return it. Wow. He is going all the way. Oh, and he doesn't score. That is good sportsmanship right there by Pryor. Drop him at the 6. But they're going to down it. This has been an amazing game.
Crazy. The fourth quarter, I got to look up how many turnovers alone were in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this has been a turnover city here. But yeah, the Texans had every chance to come back and win this game, and they just gave it back to the Browns at the end.
Yeah, you threw in the triple coverage.
I mean, if you're Coach Boone, you dropped the last 2 because of your aggressiveness. You got to tone that down a little bit, but as you said, he probably won't, will he?
Been this way since I've joined this league.
Wow, 30, and they scored 17 points in the fourth quarter. That was huge for them.
Yeah, the Browns won every quarter but the fourth.
Fantastic.
And somehow still came out with.
I mean, there's no better game to call than this one. This is why we play the game. 36-33. Browns looked like they were about to tie the ball game, and Watson throws in a triple coverage and gets picked off. That was huge, and that was probably the ice. That's what sealed the deal for the Browns.
Yeah, 36-33. 4 takeaways for the Browns, 2 takeaways for the Texans. And my concern is, I'm a coach in the XCFL as well, and teams come out on offense and just move the ball effortlessly. But when it counts most, they get the turnovers. But they're just getting drug up and down the field in between there.
One of the things we talked about earlier, it's going to come down to the turnovers, and it definitely did. 4 turnovers for the Browns. They getting the 4 turnovers. and Houston only being able to create 2 turnovers on that one. Cleveland actually scored a pick 6 on one of those as well and was able to seal the deal here. But yeah, it was definitely the tale of 2 rookie quarterbacks and what could they do under pressure. I'll be honest with you, I think they both provided a very entertaining game, and they both got a bright future ahead of them.
Yeah, it was entertaining for sure, and for Kaiser to have 52.3 completion percentage against Boone, a guy who's never down and out, that's kind of bad. But like I said before, the guy's a game manager, so he made the throws he had to make.
Yeah, and then he throws into triple coverage. I think he just got rattled there. Probably didn't see anybody else, and the Browns are ready for that pass, and it showed. But yeah, you got to take your hat off to Coach Boone. He was in it right at the end. Kind of does ask you where are they at now. They're 4-2, dropping the last 2 games when they started out 4-0. I mean, their schedule doesn't get any easier, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see what both teams kind of go from here.
Yeah, the Texans. I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. Cleveland, they played a hell of a game, but you kind of expected that. They've been on a roll lately, and they haven't had an easy schedule. So what you look for with Houston after this loss is how are you going to come back next week? That's 2 in a row. It
looks like
you had a
Texans
great
are going
start.
for a week, and the Browns are going to play the 1-4 Titans. So looks like both teams kind of get to lick their wounds a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how many, what these injuries piled up and how long these guys are going to be out. But yeah, I mean, if you're the Texans, you need that bye week. You need to kind of reset yourself, get yourself back into the game because you've got control of the division. But yeah, this is huge for them. This is a huge loss for Coach Boone, especially at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said the Browns are playing the Titans next week, correct?
Yeah, the Browns are playing the Titans next week, and the Texans are on a bye.
Yeah, that Browns-Titans game could end up being a trap game right there. Brent is now, 6-0?
He is now, I believe so.
Yeah, and the Titans have won, I believe, about 2 or 3 games, so I would look for that game. I'm going to watch that game.
And I think we're about done here, so we appreciate everybody tuning in, and thanks for joining me, Coach Doss, on the reporting. So from all of us here at XCFL, we appreciate you tuning in, and tune in to next week. We will we'll definitely be here, and we'll be able to try to give you all the insight that we can.